telling you one of my other adventures from back in the past. There will be more adventures I expect in the future. Here is one. It's called The Mausoleum. True story from long ago when I originally was in my quest of finding superpowers. I went to this place. It was called St. Louis Cemetery back in New Orleans, Louisiana. St. Louis Cemetery had these graves and mausoleums that were all above ground tombs. And looks pretty wild. You can check it out. Check it out on the internet. St. Louis Cemetery with Marie Laveau's grave. Marie Laveau was a voodoo queen of New Orleans way back in the day, and she helped a lot of people out, and she was a good witch, good voodoo witch. Well, eventually she died, and they have her grave out there in the St. Louis Cemetery, and people go to it and they mark X's on the grave with the clay stones, and they bring cakes and candy, other offerings, and put it all around her grave there and ask her for a wish. So I wanted to have superpowers. I was already doing pretty good being born with the veil, but I wanted to have superhuman strength, something I didn't have at the time. So I went over to her grave. I concentrated real hard, and I said, Marie Laveau, I need super strength and power to fight evil. And I marked my X on her tomb, and I left some offerings. I think it was some cookies and some candy. Went on my way, went over to the car, and I tried to lift up the car, but I didn't have any luck there because I didn't have any superhuman strength. I said, oh well, I guess I didn't get any superhuman powers. Who knows? Maybe Marie Laveau didn't want to give me any powers, and I didn't know for sure at the time. So I went wandering around, and I came to a mausoleum, and the door was open. It was a steel door, and it was really thick iron steel door, old 1700s, and the place was all made of cement and block. And I walked inside. It was dark in the mausoleum. As I walked around, and its shape, there was a cylinder type of shape to the middle of it where they slid the coffins inside the middle. And then along the other outer wall, the coffins were slid in there too. So as I walked to the back of it, I'm reading the names, and there seemed to be Spanish, old-time Spanish from way back. And then, the next thing you know, the door shuts. I'm trapped. That's right, Master Legend, trapped in the mausoleum. It was pitch dark, and I heard voices, and they talked in a language I couldn't understand, but it didn't sound good. They didn't seem happy, and one of the things that I believed I heard was, "You will be trapped here forever." I wasn't about to fall for that one. I knew that I could try to escape. So I made my way to the iron door, trying to get out. There was no way to open it. There was no handle on the inside. I was trying my best. I had a lighter back then, and I was flicking the lighter, trying to see what I could do. And I had my keys, and I tried to jam my keys into the side of the door now to get it to open. It wouldn't open. So I was running out of ideas. Nothing to do. I was yelling. No one could hear me. There was no one could hear me through that thick concrete. And it was quite possible that I would never be found for many years to come, since no one really went into that tomb. Somehow the door was open for me. Then, with nothing else to lose, as I knew I was trapped, I said, if there's a time for the power, it's now. So, this is where I got my amazing flying kicks from, that people from around the world like to come and take pictures of me do. And I can still pull them off. And I went and I flew at that door with an amazing flying kick. Wham! Smash! That's right. The iron door smashed to the ground, ripping the bolts, the foot-long bolts are probably 3 inches in diameter thick. Ripped them right out of the concrete. That's right. No joking around, as some of you people may think out there. I tore it right out of there as it slammed to the ground. I seen it as it felt like souls had tried to hold it together. There's nothing they could do against the power. I left out of that place with the knowledge that I had the power. From then on, anytime, any emergency situation, anytime that superhuman strength is required, I call upon those forces. The forces I found that were within myself already. I just had to be shown. And now, I have that power at my access. Just one of the many powers at Master Legend's arsenal. And that's how I got the flying kicks and the ability to knock someone about through a wall. Then, of course, using those abilities to fight evil only. Never have I used my powers for my own personal gain or to hurt innocent people, only to protect innocent people against the evil ones, as I swore I would do on Marie Laveau's grave.